So let us begin. As far as this summer, what I've done, like I said, with working with IGEN. First off, what is IGEN? It was launched in 2008, and it's a consortium of all 48 community colleges, led by a president steer committee in the state of Illinois. IGEN's mission is to provide a platform for collaboration among the community colleges to expand the deployment of green energy and green technology. I actually had a really great example of this this summer where I was able to, through IGEN, help another community college that were working on a greenhouse gas inventory, but I'll go into that later in the presentation. And it's funded by numerous sources: DCEO, the Department of Education and Energy, Illinois Governor's Office, Governors and Lieutenant Governor's Office. And then, as you can see in the map right here, we have the different community colleges throughout Illinois and where IGEN offices are at. So IGEN focuses on 7 statewide green economic development opportunities, being energy innovation, advanced manufacturing, community food, career pathways, EV and biofuels, freshwater resources, and building energy efficiency. So as far as this summer and my internship, 2 of the main internship deliverables that I focused on was completing another greenhouse gas inventory, in addition to creating and surveying the parking lots of the College of Lake County, or a template for the survey for the College of Lake County. That way they can do some kind of preferential parking for high efficiency vehicles. And then just some additional outcomes, consolidation of the 2015 waste reduction update, taking out the quantifiable data in those reports that were submitted by colleges throughout the state of Illinois, and then just, like I said, consolidating it all into one place. Helping with material content for the IGEN website, it's being revamped, and then participation in community partners sustainability meeting. So first off, what is the definition of a high efficiency vehicle? According to Argonne National Laboratory, it's any vehicle that receives a combined rating of 32 miles per gallon. And then, as you can see the picture, there's actually in Chicago Park District, I don't know exactly where that's at, and then also LEED. But depending on where you go, you'll get a different definition of what exactly a high efficiency vehicle is. When I was trying to figure this out, I, of course, found Argonne National Laboratory, but they also, in their writing, they referred to the .EPA website. However, when I went to the .EPA website, they broke down high efficiency vehicles into categories as far as like what kind of make or what kind of car is it? Is it an SUV, truck, compact? And I found a problem with that being that to say a pickup truck that gets 20 miles per gallon is a high efficiency vehicle and should be able to park in one of these spots in isn't the same as having, say, a Prius. Yeah, it may be high efficient in the category. However, overall, it's not a high efficiency vehicle. And then also LEED, which is the sign that we have there, which LEED stands for Leadership in Energy, Leadership in Energy, or Leadership in Efficiency and Environmental Design. They actually have on their website a document that is downloadable, and it has about 2,200 vehicles that they consider to be high efficiency vehicles. So if anybody was interested, they can always go there and see for themselves. Now, although, like many of you, I'm sure, love taking selfies, when I was doing the survey, I was the only one doing it, so I wasn't able to get any pictures of me actually conducting the survey. However, I do have the survey that I created while I was, and then I printed this out and I would go out and tally it. I used my phone to do a lot of the tallying and then just mark it on the sheet of paper. Excuse me. So as you can see here, I have it broken down into high efficiency vehicles. And like I said, I did the Argonne National Laboratory definition, the combined 32 miles per gallon, simply because it was more, what's the word am I looking for? Can't think of the word right now. Sorry, but I did the 32 miles per gallon, then also have the standard vehicles, which were just pretty much any other vehicle that wasn't high efficiency. And then listed common vehicles within the subcategories. We have hybrid, electric, conventional. And then the other was just for if anything vehicle on there that I don't have listed there, just mark it at the bottom. And for about a week and a half, I would go to different lots in the morning around 9 o'clock because that was the peak time for student and faculty being at the College of Lake County. So I wanted to get as many vehicles participating in this survey as I could. And then for this specific one, it was lot 4, which is a student parking lot. And on that, excuse me, throat's right. On that given day, there was about 474 vehicles in the lot, 408 being regular vehicles, and then roughly 60 to 50 vehicles being high efficiency. And then from this survey, I was able to conclude that on any given day, there was about 9.6% high efficiency vehicles in the lot of College of Lake County. If you wanted to round it up, just say 10, which equates to roughly 52 vehicles at any given time, or during the peak hours at least, of high efficiency vehicles. And this information will be used to determine if they want to do some kind of preferential parking for high efficiency vehicles at the college. Another internship deliverable that I worked on was the greenhouse gas inventory. Last year, like I said, I had actually created a greenhouse gas inventory best practice package. So this year, when I conducted my greenhouse gas inventory, it ran a whole lot smoother than it did last summer, which was awesome. I'm still in the process of getting a few data points. Still waiting on, I think, like electricity for fiscal year 2015. But what is a greenhouse gas inventory? It's the accounting for the amount of pollutants discharged in the atmosphere. And typically everything's converted into CO2 as like a common metric. And it can take anywhere from a few days to a few months. And it allows or an institution to quantify the emissions being produced so that an institution can verify that the policies that they're putting into place are actually getting the desired effect that they want. And then just a side note that it can be used to update a institution sustainability plan, climate action plan. I know for the College of Lake County, this past June, the sustainability plan was actually updated using some of the information from last year's greenhouse gas inventory. Now, when I was doing my greenhouse gas inventory, I used a online tool called Campus Carbon Calculator. And what you do, you pretty much just log in, and it allows you to log all the information. This is electricity. This is a scope. I believe this is scope 2, so electricity purchase. You can choose which scope, 1, 2, and 3. I'll go into that later in the presentation. But yeah, you just pick your year. We started in 2009. I've only been working with IGEN since last year, so 2014. But you click on the year, and then this window will pop up, and you simply enter under value how much. If you want to add a label, you can change units. And then, like I said, this is for fiscal year 2015 for electricity. We don't have that number yet, so still waiting on facilities to get back to me about that. The website the tool I was using also graphs the material very well. As you can see, this is for the College of Lake County. This is actual data that's been inputted, and for looks to be since 2012 to 2015, emissions has been on the rise. And I would assume for fiscal year 2015, sorry, the emissions is still on the rise simply because there's a lot of construction going on, the installation of geothermal wells, a new dining facility, a new science building. So there's definitely a lot of stuff going on at the College of Lake County. And then we have the different scopes. Scope 1 being anything that's a federal agency. So like, what's the word? Business, sorry. Yeah, so anything owned by a federal agency or controlled. So like on campus or on site water treatment. We have scope 2, which is emissions that are produced from like the production of electricity, heat, those kind of things. And then scope 3, which is anything that's not controlled or owned by a federal agency, which would be like business trips, employee commuting. A common issue I actually ran into, this was more so last year than this year, but I still ran into it. And I was actually able to help somebody else out in IGEN that was doing a greenhouse gas inventory this year, is extrapolating the data for student, faculty, staff commuting, because obviously that would fall under scope 3, student, faculty, staff commuting. Like I said, there was a group that were doing a greenhouse gas inventory at Oakland Community College, I believe, and I was able to help them with giving them the resources that I used last year about getting this information. And how did I, yeah, you'll see why. But in order to get this information, what we did was actually survey, this one is just for the students. We surveyed the students and asked them where they're going, about how far do they travel, do they walk, take the bus, their mode of transportation. And then once we got that information, we were able to get the percentages. And then this was from roughly 1,200 students, which isn't the full enrollment, but once we get the percentages, I was able to go to the ICCB website and see just how many students were actually enrolled during the fall or the spring, whatever semester of the past years, and apply these percentages to that amount of students. And then once I got that number, I was able to, of course, enter it into the campus carbon calculator. Another thing I worked on was STARS, which is Sustainability Tracking Assessment rating. I can't think of it. I'm sorry. I'm at a loss for words, and I have I'm going through allergies right now. I don't recall it right now. However, I have plenty of time. We have like 5 other presentations. I'll definitely get back to you guys about that. But I'm currently working on inputting the data into that as well. It's more so just taking the data that I put into Campus Carbon Calculator and transfer it over. However, STARS is much more in-depth as far as the data that they're asking for, and it goes to, there's different STAR ratings. So the community college, or CLC, College of Lake County, last submission was in 2011, and they got the rating of a silver member. So, and then as I mentioned before earlier, the Campus Carbon Calculator Greenhouse Gas Inventory can be used to update a sustainability plan, which is simply a plan that meets the need of the present without compromising the ability to address the needs of the future. Institution is able to say, this is where we're at after you do a greenhouse gas inventory. This is where we're at, and this is where we want to go, and this is how we're going to get there. And the final product must be reviewed by IGEN administration before being made available on IGEN, the website. and then a complete greenhouse gas inventory, and hopefully another silver rating from STARS once my internship is up. I have about 3 more weeks just because I started so late, so looking to get that done. And then in conclusion, I'd just like to thank the EPA and IGEN definitely for this opportunity. And then as I'd mentioned, IGEN website, if you have any questions or you want to learn more about IGEN, IGEN will be updating its website fairly soon. Is there any questions I can answer or try to answer? My throat clears. Yes.
Yeah. Do you have any charging stations for the electric vehicles yet?
No, that was actually when I was helping with the coordination with the EV road trip last summer. We were supposed to get some installed over the course of this year. However, I don't know exactly what happened since it was only a summer thing, but we don't have any yet. And I know, talking with David Hughes-Mahler, he's a sustainability manager at the College of Lake County. He's still trying to get charging stations installed. We just don't know how to go about doing it now. Yes.
I realize most people here probably know this, but can you just explain a little bit more about how IGEN works? Are they based at the College of Lake County?
No, there's actually, they're all over community colleges throughout the state of Illinois. It's a way to how do I describe it? It's a way to spread information easily throughout the different community colleges. Like I said, through IGEN, I was able to help somebody out at Oakland Community College when they were doing a greenhouse gas inventory, spread information and another lost for words, help spread the use of green technology throughout the community.
But is there an IGEN staff?
Yeah, there's like an admin team. There's
okay.
yeah. There's like I said, it's run by it's steered by a president's steering committee, and then there's an admin team.
Okay.
And then if you actually go to, you can check this out. Ooh. Okay. Katie Davis, she's the one that's here with me right now. She's actually part of the admin team. And so we have the President's Steering Committee, different consortia. Do you know exactly which page the admin team information? Oh, I'm going to show you. Oh, yeah, there we go. And then we just have all the directors. Hey, there you are.
Yeah. Okay.
Any other questions?
Where do you get your funding to operate IGEN?
It's through different resources, DCEO, actually. Have it here. DCO, Department of Education and Energy, Illinois Governor and Lieutenant Governor's offices. So, like I said, comes from all around the state. Any other questions, concerns? All right, thank you.